good morning. This is Coach Moo. I hope you had a great week. I certainly did. It was a whole lot in this week, but I hope that this word blesses you and encourages your heart if you had a tough week or just for it to be a blessing to you. Today's key phrase, we are in the fourth installment of Situationships. Let's remember, situationships mean how we relate, respond, and or react to life happenings. Key phrase, situationships, snatch them edges. Title, situationship series, snatch them edges. He promotes through Miyagi methods. It'll make sense. And our mantra, I will take my vitamin C's for the victory and reach my ultimate destiny. It will make sense if you live God's way, by God's design, and not by default. And let's think about this. We're going to be in the book of Ruth for our fourth installment of Situationships. And in this story, it involves a famine, grief and loss for family members, leaving a homeland, leaving fam, and also leaving gods for better ones. In that place, Moab, they serve multiple gods through situationship encounters. Situationship encounters such as a famine can reveal our vulnerabilities, our deficiencies, our weaknesses, our human frailties. And also, it can also be used by God in the same vein that it also is building blocks for our come up. God uses it for promotion. Remember our tagline, set up for a come up. As Romans 8:28 says, he has made all things work together for our good to them that love God and called according to his purpose. God actually set Ruth up. She actually had the devastation of a famine and death and deficit to actually bless her by advancing her through those difficult situationships she had to encounter. And what so much so that it had her working, wax on, wax off, working in a field that she would eventually become co-owner with her new husband. So God used Miyagi methods. He have you wax on, wax off. In other words, he gets you to work an edge of something that he's eventually going to cause you to own. But you have to allow him, like the Ruth allowed him to do. She transitioned from snatching edges of a field that she would eventually own with her husband, down to the floor where she uncovered his feet, and in that tradition that was saying, hey, I'm available, and down to the aisle where she got to marry this rich man that was an entrepreneur and had great name in his town, and also through the boardroom doors. So she went from progressing from being a beggar to a boss because she paid the cost, because she did not despise the day of small beginnings. She understood that those who don't despise the day of small beginnings, guess what? They get to have deeper, fuller, richer experience and understanding and experiences and enlightenment and experiences, encounters, enterprises, and endeavors. They get to live a more rich and full of life because they take that vitamin C's. Ruth displayed courage, character, credibility. She was coachable, shameless plug, and she also was compliant. She was cooperative. She was communicative. She knew how to advocate for her and her people, her newfound family. So God is able to say to us, if we take our vitamin C's for the victory and our ultimate destiny by doing life by design, his design, and not just by happenstance or by default, we can say our takeaway can be, I will snatch the edges. I will not despise snatching the edges for those things that will give me the advances that God has me set up for. I will wash the whole car, realizing that God actually is showing me the full span of my advance, because he takes those small things and work for my good and give me the victory. So remember, don't despise snatching the edges, working the field of something entry level. Guess what? Because it will set you up for greater advances. This is Coach Moo. I'm out.